before I met Althea, I had recurring chest pains, and quite often I would get chest infections, which were coming back since I was 10, in fact. Um, I had problems with work. Whenever something stressful happened at work, I was getting really bad headaches. And I have also had forever kind of very heavy locked hip that was has been always very uncomfortable. So yeah, so I when I found that there is someone that can help with pain, I thought this could be a good idea. We met uh, kind of separate from Althea's work through our private connections, and I started chatting to Althea, and I was really, really impressed because Althea can listen really well, and I haven't met anyone that could listen as well as Althea does.
Oh, thank
And
you.
whatever I said, Althea had really wise insight and very wise comments
Oh,
to what was going on in my life, and I thought, this is a person that I want to get closer to. And that time, I didn't know that I can even work with and can be a healer for me and help.
mm,
And then I asked Althea what she does, and she explained her method. And then I realized that her way of thinking is exactly what I have been searching for, because whatever pains or discomfort I had, all the doctors would just focus on this one area separate to everything else. And I have always believed that my body is kind of one entity, like a machine. It cannot work if one bit of the machine doesn't work. And it's the same with the body. And if you focus on one part, I never believed that it could work if someone focuses on one part, or if someone gives painkillers. Yeah, it stops the pain, but it doesn't stop it from coming back.
yeah.
And I have also always believed in energies. Plants have energies to grow and blossom and grow leaves, and we have energies to live, to do things, to digest, to smile, to do whatever. And I thought, if something goes wrong wherever in our lives, it must be connected, because we are one body, not hands and arms walking separately from us.
Yeah.
And this is what I felt every time doctors would deal with any problems I had. So I thought, this is what I exactly believe in. um, and yeah, it took me some time to think if I want to pay money also for
Yep.
getting help, because you need to have the confidence. But I have been thinking about it, and every time I thought, it's the person that believes exactly in the same thing, so she must be able to help me.
But then you said it was some time before you actually put money to commit to work with me, and you worked twice with me. You did two courses with me, and what was that? Why? What was your reservations? What held you back, and what made you commit in the final when you booked up with me? What was that for you? What was in your mind? What was your resistance, and what made you decide that was I'm the right person eventually?
um, I had some bad experiences in the past, so I didn't want to commit to something not knowing if it will be a similar story as the situations in the past.
You've been a bit burnt.
Yes, so I just needed time to make sure that it was the right choice. But ever since I met you, I have been just thinking every single time I should connect and
Oh,
do this thing with Althea. But I was kind of questioning my mind: shall I or shouldn't I? And I was thinking, no, I have to do it.
so at time it took time for you to kind of. So when you first met me, before any of thinking about working together, but you knew there was something about me or my method that rang true for you
Yes.
right from the beginning. Then, but it took time for you to get to know me and come to your decision to commit to doing something for yourself to commit.
Yes,
Okay, thank
exactly.
you. And So then we started working together, and what was it like for you? What was it like um, working together with the pain-free method with me? What was that like for you?
So I was, yeah, again impressed uh, a lot with, yeah, everything, because you have been very kind, very patient, non-judgmental at all, uh, allowing me to get different perspective on my life, on everything that I do, what I think, on what my body tells me. So this was kind of very refreshing and very nice, and you will you were full of really nice surprises, and makes me feel always warm and loved when I get
Oh,
those.
Marlena, you're making me cry. Oh, I just
It's
wanted
not
to
my
do this for
intention.
you. You know, I want to do these things for you to help you, and I'm really pleased it's coming across in a positive way. What about the method itself and what we worked together and the details, and um, what was that like learning the methods? What was it like integrating that into your life? What were the actual shifts and changes for you within that time of working together? What was that experience for you?
So yeah, both things were important, both your personality and the method. And at the beginning, the method worked very well for me whenever we were together, but I was struggling to incorporate it in my everyday life. I was doing it, and it was working a bit, but never as well as we were together. And one kind of important thing that you told me is to believe that I can do it by myself. And this has been also kind of a big shift to for me to convince myself that I can do it by myself.
Did you manage to get through that challenge and have it work for you?
So there were some things that, were very easy for me to do with this method, but there were things that were very challenging. But you have always kind of showed me ways of overcoming the difficult things. Sometimes this was one advice, sometimes it was a collection of different advices
Okay,
relating to the same problem that I had.
okay,
And with the time, it started becoming easier to incorporate it in everyday life. And what also has been very important, that from the beginning, I was maybe struggling to get rid of the pain, but I got very good tools of um, uh, getting back to better balance and catching things and stresses before they really happened. And I started dealing with all the stresses around me much better using your method, just stopping overthinking the problem, but starting thinking about the body, where this problem is in the body, and uh, addressing the pain instead of addressing the situation. And then I could find that if I address the pain, I can address the situation much better.
what was your biggest challenge for the making the method work for you and get you the results you wanted, help you with your hip and breathing and everything?
Yeah, I think, I one of the biggest challenges was believe that this method can work long term and
Okay.
not just temporarily, because I have had experiences of things um, going worse and going better, getting better and getting worse and getting better. So I was wondering if getting better with this method is another temporary shift
Just
that
another
will,
one.
yes, that will come back. And so this has been my big resistance, because I was thinking about what has happened in the past, and I
Okay.
have been worried about the fact that this can be the same story that I have had in the past.
Yes.
But one thing that has helped, and I'm still working on that, is kind of thinking about what I want to achieve and what I want to happen in my life, and thinking about my dream and focusing on that instead of thinking about my past story, and
Yeah.
connecting to the present at the same time. So I
Mhm.
realized that if I connect to the present feeling, then I can build my better future much better. If I think about the past and try to think about my future, then the past is always kind of impacting on
That's right. That's
making the
right.
future worse, not better.
That- That's right. That's, it's point of focus, isn't it? Where you focus, you get more of. And yeah, so that was your biggest challenge, that you'd been through some experiences that weren't satisfactory to you. So that was kind of impending onto affecting you doing this course with me. It was kind of reflecting about what has happened. And when did you find that shifted for you?
I think it has been gradual process. There hasn't been kind of one moment when things shifted. Yeah, I have booked another 12 sessions after first 12 sessions with you because I felt there were things that we need to work on, and there are things that even though the method seems very simple, but there were some things that I really didn't understand about incorporating it in my life and making it work for me. So I thought we need to carry on and continue to find the right solution so that things will work for me. And now after those uh, two sessions, I feel that I have all the tools that I need and kind of believe in myself to carry on on the journey
Wonderful,
making
wonderful,
changes. But along the way, I have found out that there were kind of little small shifts that were happening. And initially, I was struggling to believe you that when you were saying that it's connected with what we were doing, because there would be just one little email or one word, I would think, yeah, this can happen. But it started happening on regular basis, all the kind of nice messages or events from around me, from my friends, from other people, from at my work, and then I realized that in fact that's it. It's kind of the journey of change, and
lovely.
I just need to be patient. I would love to kind of have instant big change in one go, but there
And
were
it
so
can.
many
Mm,
small ones that I believe that the big one will happen if there are so many small ones happening at short space of time.
lovely. Perfect. I mean, I've seen healing happen very quickly, but everyone's unique
Mm,
and it's got to be right for each person. So, and then you saw small changes happening, and then that started to give you belief that your bigger changes, your ultimate goals
mm.
were possible because the small changes were, you're seeing evidence of small changes happen all over your life.
Yes, exactly. And
That,
also my headaches almost stopped. So now when I have stressful situation at work, the headaches usually don't come.
oh,
And also with the chest, when we started the chest lasted for a bit. When we were about to finish, my chest showed up again, but I decided to use your method, and then it was gone. So
perfect. Perfect, Marlena, perfect.
it's amazing, yes.
Oh, are you happy about that? Is that,
Oh, yes, of
are you,
course.
are you satisfied with that?
Over the moon.
Well, lovely.
Now I have the tools and know kind of how to carry on
Perfect.
to get rid of it. I needed the belief in myself that I can do it myself,
Okay.
and
You
because I
needed
had
a
the
belief.
method and I understood the method early, but I didn't have a
Yes.
belief early.
What would you say to people who have doubts or skepticism, or maybe thinking about that they're in pain, they need to get something sorted out, and they're maybe thinking about working with me, or what's this method, if it's going to work for them? What would you say to somebody like that?
Yeah, so believe in Althea. She will go. She will make everything she could to help you, and she knows how to do it. And she will be also flexible to adjust what she does to what you need, and she will find a way for your individual healing to make work for you. Yeah, believe in yourself that you can be your own healer. You only need to get the right method to heal yourself, the right tools, and get those tools and put them in practice and kind of learn the practice and find your own way of making it work for yourself. And believe that you can do it, and Althea can just be your guide along the way. And once she guides you, it will work for sure, because yeah, it has worked for me, it has worked for other people whose stories I have seen on your website, and
Mm,
uh, I haven't seen any evidence why it shouldn't work for anyone. Having the practice and kind of remembering that my health matters as much as other things in my life. So finding time to practice, even though lots of things in my life sound like more important things than healing myself, because I
Mm,
think we all kind of have been taught to think about what we need to get done, what our uh, objectives are, and just do and achieve all the time.
yeah,
But we haven't been taught to look after ourselves, or even if we are told to look after ourselves, no one explains to us what it really means.
okay.
And with this method, you learn what it means to look after yourself, and you realize that if you spend some time working on your healing, then you can get everything done better, and your life is going to get where it should be much better and quicker than if you ignore your pain, if you ignore how you feel, and if you ignore your health. And of course, in extreme situations, this may cause some future illnesses. So it's better to look after yourself when you are still not not extremely ill,
Yeah,
uh, instead of trying to deal with the situation that you are extremely ill. Of course, I believe that even if someone was extremely ill, you would be able to help them as well. But I think it's better to look after yourself before your body has enough of
it
you
gets bad.
being unfriendly to your body and being unfriendly to your health, and
Mm,
not looking after yourself, just chasing for invisible things that are not good for you.